guys, it's Ron Howard, and we got another episode of Moving to Maryland. I'm here with Nick and Megan. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Good morning.
So you guys are going to laugh. We're going to talk about one of my favorite neighborhoods. And this time I really mean it, because I am in Harbor East in Baltimore City like every day.
I agree.
It is one of my go-to for so many different things. Nick, if you had to explain where it's located, what would you say?
So it's close to downtown on the east side of the city. So if you're coming through downtown, when you turn on President Street, it's right there on the water. So you have Fells Point a little bit to the east, 83 just north. So it's in a central location from the city and it's very accessible.
Yeah, and you have great access, like you said, right? You take President Street and you are able to go right onto 83, but then you also are able to kind of take the side streets through downtown and hit 695, 95 to make sure that you get out of the city.
Yeah, and it's such a new part of the city with Harbor Point being built right behind it. One of the things I like most about, there's so much I like. So a thing I like about Harbor East is it's so close to all the other neighborhoods. You got Little Italy, you got Fells Point, you got Inner Harbor. What is it that you like most about Harbor East?
I mean, it's got everything. You know, it's got shopping, it's got entertainment. You know, I like Harbor East a lot because it's walkable to Pier 6. So there's a lot of really great concerts that go on there. I went to go see ZZ Top there during the summer, which was really, really cool. Yeah, they still rock, which is awesome. There's a lot of stuff to do in Harbor East.
I like the kind of like the chic, elegant feel of Harbor East. I mean, when you kind of get into Harbor East, you can tell the difference between kind of the historic, charming, cute Fells Point, then obviously Little Italy, streets. Right? But then you get into Harbor East and you're like, I'm here to kind of shop, have a good time, and just enjoy like high-end luxury in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, with the retail shops and then the housing, which we'll get into towards the end of this, most of it's catered towards high-end luxury, or at least a good part of it, right?
Definitely.
What are some of your favorite restaurants?
Charleston, hands down, is probably my favorite. I mean, that's, when you think of like high class Michelin star dining, it's an experience there. And I had, kind of a religious one the first time I went there. And it's probably like my favorite restaurant in the city.
Yeah, it's an experience to go there. And if anybody lives in Baltimore and hasn't been, you need to go because it is just incredible. For me, my favorite restaurant, well, it's kind of, I guess, a restaurant, but I like Harbor East Deli. I just love it. You get, I love sandwiches. So there I can get a good sandwich, a good pizza, and they're open late night too. So that's helpful.
Yeah, we love Tagliata. I mean, we love Azumi. We love the Lock Bar. We love so many of the places there.
Yeah.
The Tagliata, they have a ribeye that they cook in a way that caramelizes the fat into a crispy outside. I've never seen anything like it.
I just ate, but now I'm hungry again.
I know.
It's so good.
Another favorite restaurant that I forgot to mention because I'm there like almost every time is Monarch. So it's behind Tagliata, and I go on the weekends because that's when they have their burlesque shows. It is incredible. You kind of walk into like this speakeasy vibe. They have the burlesque show, and then also we're a part of the Lollipop Club, so it's like this cigar club, and you just go right in from Monarch, and it's just a really cool time.
Yeah, through the Elk Room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's tons of different options. I mean, like you said, Tagliata is Italian. They also have Cingale there, which is great. You have Azumi, which is sushi. You
got three sushi
restaurants.
Yeah.
There's Lebanese Taverna, which is also one of my favorites. That place is awesome. There's no shortage of excellent dining options, and then you also have Little Italy, which is a close walk, and Fells Point, which is a close walk.
And then you got Bygone up on top of the Four Seasons with amazing views. It almost feels like you're in Vegas with overlooking the city.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. There are great views. Go up there at night, and you can see the whole city lit up. It's really a sight to see.
Mm-hmm.
The shopping there is a go-to for me. Especially holidays. I buy a lot online, like a lot of us do. But when I need a nice gift, you got Lululemon, you got Under Armour, one of their flagship stores there. J. Crew. You got, is it J. Crew? No,
it's J. Crew.
J. Crew. Yeah. Just a great place. You can, zigzag through Harbor East and get some really nice gifts for people.
Yeah, it's great. And I think also too, which is a good spot to notice, is that there's like an immense amount of parking. There's parking garages. So, because really, you could park on the street in Harbor East, but there's no actual sort of extra parking. And having those parking garages, you're able to take the time and walk through and enjoy Harbor East.
I go to Whole Foods once a week, and you go in their parking garage. It's in, it's out. They got the liquor store there if you're gonna get something to drink. You know what's interesting about Whole Foods? They have a really, really good Asian food restaurant up in there. It's almost hidden. Like if you lunchtime go in there, they do ramen and bowls and all kinds of really cool stuff.
Nice.
I stumbled upon it. I had to take a call actually. I was in Whole Foods and walked upstairs. I was like, wow, this place is really cool. It overlooks the water. It's really nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never knew.
Wow.
I mostly just shopped there.
Yeah.
I never knew there was a secret restaurant.
Well, then you also have the brand new movie theater that just reopened,
Yep.
which was great. I kind of missed that during COVID, and now it's open, and it's really a good spot again. And I don't think there's any other movie theater close to us.
No,
Not
that
close. You
it's
have to
just
go up
perfect.
to
the Charles.
yeah.
Up in or go out into the counties, like
Right.
White Marsh
Right.
or East Point Mall
Yeah.
over in Dundalk. You go see a movie.
So Harbor East is a true destination where you can go have dinner, you can have drinks, you can see a burlesque, you can see some entertainment. And then if you want, work your way over into Fells Point. You can go into Little Italy. It's such a great place, easy parking, in garage parking, which
Right.
people like. So what about, I mean, obviously it's close to Hopkins and University of Maryland. So in that regard, you're close to those type of places.
Right. Well, you
Hospitals.
also have right where J. Crew is, right above is Johns Hopkins Carey School of Business. So a lot of Johns Hopkins students will actually go there if they're not staying in some of the apartments that are around Harbor East, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But the School of Business is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we, over the years, I've met people that have been staying, for 6 months while in especially the Eden apartment building, I think is known for short-term rentals where, whether they or somebody from their family's getting treatment at Hopkins and, there are, and we'll get into that a little bit later, a range of apartment or condo options because there are no renovated townhomes in Baltimore. So we talked a little bit about nightlife. What are some of your favorite, if obviously we got into the restaurants, but if you're going out and you're going to Harbor East for nightlife, where are you going?
Well, I kind of already said it, but I'm going to go to Monarch.
Yeah. For me, if I'm bringing somebody from out of town, it's definitely the Bygone. You have a cocktail up on the top floor of the Four Seasons, get the view, snap a couple pictures, and that's always great too. Like you said, Monarch, you can really go to anywhere. A lot of them are more, restaurant kind of style, but if you kind of do want more of that bar experience, there's that jazz club there.
Chingali's got a nice bar.
Chingali has a really nice bar too.
Lock
Lock Bar
in the summertime, right on the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
true.
Ozu Bay.
Uzo
And
Bay.
then across the way is the beach
Uzo
part,
Beach,
which
yeah.
is outside under a beautiful little canopy. Great spot.
Yep, for sure.
I like, especially for activities. I always feel like Harbor East is doing something in terms of activities. So I feel like sometimes, especially in the winter time or occasionally in the summer, they have live bands just sitting on the street. They're handing out a hot chocolate or something.
Rosé all day festival.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something always going on there. And also there's a huge fashion show I missed it this September, but they shut down the streets. They set up a large runway and they just show off all the amazing, clothing for that season. It's really cool.
Then you have the Black Swan, which is a nice newer restaurant. It borders. So there's a Harbor East borders Little Italy. La Scala's is right on the edge of Harbor East. So one of our favorite restaurants. So
classic.
You almost got to mention that. That's the thing. The blurry line of, or not the blurry line, but the accessibility to all these other great places in the other neighborhoods. It's really hard just to say Harbor East has this. It's because it's got 5 minutes away. It's got all this other stuff in Fells Point.
Yeah, you could walk right to it's 5 minutes to the horse you came in on, and One-Eyed Mike's, which recently just closed down, and Cat's Eye. It's a short walk to really great nightlife options in Fells Point, so you don't have to stay within the neighborhood. It's really close.
Yeah.
Was anybody a member of One-Eyed Mike's like I was?
I was not.
A little bit before my time,
The Grand
unfortunately.
Marnier.
That's
Well, I
cool
mean,
though.
It's it's been around for a
I was
while.
a member
so-
of the Horse You Came In on Jack Daniels Club, but that shut down for COVID. So
All right, so let's talk about real estate options in Harbor East. What?
So I think we already kind of touched on it, but it's really just condos and apartments. There's unfortunately, no really townhomes in that area, just because it's a lot of high rises.
But there are some surrounding neighborhoods that have townhomes. if you
Correct,
look at
exactly.
that.
But specifically, Harbor East is mainly just those condos and apartments.
Right.
Yeah. So you have like 1400 Lancaster, which has great water views. You have,
And on the border, some people call that Fells Point, but some people call it Harbor East.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then, if you're wanting a little bit of a higher end option, the residence is at the Four Seasons.
Yes.
Have some beautiful, beautiful places. If you're looking for renting, there's a lot of mixed options like Scarlet Place, which is kind of on the border between there and Little Italy's, both condos and apartments. You have the Avalon, which was just built. You have,
Apartments, right?
yeah.
Those are
which
strictly apartments. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and then condos, you have the Eden is one. That's
Well, the
newer
Eden's
business.
apartments
Oh, it's
as well.
apartments,
But I think when my husband and I were thinking of moving here, we looked at the View, which is so if you're looking at Four Seasons, it's across the way in the circle.
Right.
But they have also it's just so cool. Like a high rise to me is very almost New York City-esque, but you're just looking at other buildings, and then you're so close to the harbor that you're able to see the water. It's great, but with a lot of those condos, especially the View, you have access to the MAC, which is the Maryland Athletic Center. So it's a nice workout
Right next to the
place.
theater,
There's
yeah.
also a CVS right on, I think it's
Fleet.
Fleet.
Just
Yep.
got my passport photo there yesterday.
I'd have to get mine too. But I mean, for whether you're a student or a medical student or somebody who works at Johns Hopkins or just wants to enjoy high rise city living in Baltimore, Harbor East is where you want to look.
For sure. And not only the medical field, but the finance field as well. You have Brown
Exactly.
Advisory, Morgan Stanley, and then T. Rowe Price is building their new headquarters right around the corner there. So for people who work in finance too, it's a great hub to be so close to where you work.
Exelon is right there. in
Yep,
Harbor
exactly.
Point. They built their headquarters, their international headquarters,
Yeah.
right there in Baltimore City at a time when not a lot of people were doing that. The Four Seasons, some of the nicest condos in the whole
Yes.
state,
Yeah.
right? Like really super high end, multi-million-dollar places that if that's what you're looking for, that is really the place to go. But then there is a cascading, lower price points all the way into the View. And there's another building in that building, where you're at smaller, more affordable, less amenities,
Right.
everything in between, right?
Yeah.
Rentals, there's just so many rental buildings. What are some of those? The Eden,
The Eden.
the Avalon, which you
Right.
mentioned.
Yeah.
So
But also too, I mean, sometimes people will buy out those condos in the View and rent them out. So there's also those options as well.
Yeah.
So I've had quite a few clients that have sold their house because they got to a certain point in life where they wanted easier living, and then had moved into Harbor East.
Yeah.
But there is the nice thing about Harbor East is that what a blend of, just a really blend. Everybody I meet from Harbor East seems to be different age, different ethnicity, different backgrounds. It's
It's a melting pot of culture.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. And it really reflects in the neighborhood too.
does.
From dining options, shopping options. It really is a great place to attract people from any walk of life.
Yeah.
and then easily get to all the other really cool spots in the city. And that's really, it's at a so it is the corner of the southeast, the first kind of neighborhood of what you would call the southeast, where you got Fells Point, Canton, Butchers Hill, Little Italy, all that kind of stuff. But you can very easily get in Inner Harbor and walk across the promenade to the Science Center in Federal Hill, or
Yeah.
some of the places really, really easily. So
Absolutely.
anything else you think is important to talk about in Harbor East?
It's just a good spot if you want to explore Baltimore and kind of feel just really live in Baltimore. I would suggest kind of taking a look there first.
Yeah, it's a great central spot. If you want to be close to everything, and want to have everything that is right outside your front door, you can't really go wrong with Harbor East.
Right. So we are all real estate agents, and our office is right next to Harbor East in Fells Point. We know that market really well. So if you want to come down, have us show you around Harbor East or some of the surrounding communities, we'd love to help. Our contact info is in this post. Take care. Hope to see you soon.